Okay, namaste, everybody. Welcome to 2022. Oh, I'll have everybody.
You didn't mute us yet.
Yes, mute, yes, thank you. And if you have a request or a question, I didn't really pause long enough to hear your requests for postures, but we will include twists and our nice overall flow. So what I want to say briefly, I usually give a theme at the beginning and then we flow throughout. If you feel like moving your neck or twisting and turning, please do so. As we know, psychology, right? Yoga psychology, two of my passions. Simple explanation of psychology, study of mind, behaviors, and motivation. Behaviors and motivation, very big right now. Especially research shows in the new year, in a new month, in the start of a new week, on a birthday. So something kind of, new and fresh is going to have much more, we want to capitalize on the newness for our motivation and for behavior change. Now, behavior change, what I've learned in over 20 years doing working with clients, it's not always clear cut and it's not always easy, even though we know what the behavior we want to change. So it could be clear what we want to do, but it's not always clear. We go usually back and forth a bit, and it can be slow. It can be slow. And what we're learning in neuropsychology is the brain really, it doesn't go A to Z. It takes gradual, kind of a slow cooker way of change, if you will, rather than, dramatic change. That's why also research shows that New Year's resolutions, 80% don't work, because we do this kind of big deal about the change we're going to make. And what we want to do, what I want to bring in today is one small improvement on a daily basis. So that 1%, I'll use myself as an example. Declutter. Okay, new year, get the desk cleared off. Easier said than done, but I got it down. But if I don't keep going that 1%, right, every day, 1% every day will give me the change I want at the end of the year of 37%. Okay, much more accountability there with that small change and that focus. A little bit and keep going, rather than, sure, I'd love to declutter, every drawer in my house, but guess what? That's way too much. It's not going to happen. It hasn't happened for a long time now. I don't want to say it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen unless I do one drawer that week. So you get the idea, right? You get the idea. So small improvement on a daily basis, not a massive overhaul. And that's how transformation will happen. It's slow, it's progressive. Transformation, guess what, is a big multi-million-dollar market out there. You hear a lot of things about selling transformation. Yoga's transformation, but we do it, weekly, twice, 3 times a week. Transformation happens daily, meditation, or 3 or 4 times a week over time. We will get those changes we want, but there's also no end game. There's no end game to personal evolution and transformation, right? It's not like, oh, okay, we've gotten here, we've landed, even though I certainly want that, but there's always more stuff. So it's okay. I'm just gonna just let it be and do what I can on these levels. So the last thing I want to say before we get into movement is with transformation, really important to have a accountability partner, so that you could check in with a friend once a week, and they could tell you what they're working on. And it's about sharing your goal and just not shaming the person, just saying, how you doing with it? How's that going? To keep you on track, and vice versa. So much more higher progress of success if we share our intention, our motivation, and our behavior change, if that's even what you're going for. Okay, so thank you for listening to that on just a little short short bit. There's so much more that could be said, but I think 5 minutes is plenty to digest that. And I'm going to back it up and we'll begin the process of our movement. Okay. All right. So breath work, starting out. We're going to do a sniff, sniff twice through the nose and exhale through the mouth several times. So you may already be sitting down. I'm just getting ready here. All right, first we're going to exhale through the mouth. 2 short inhales through the nose, sniff, sniff. And then exhale several times, sniff, sniff. Letting go of what we can let go of. Sniff, sniff. Two more times. Sniff, sniff. If you want to add shoulders this time, sniff, sniff. Hold. And then exhale. Okay. And then let the natural movement of the breath appear, crossing at the thumbs in Eagle Heart Mudra. Your eyes can be closed. And as we talked last week, I love if you're working on intention or a goal, really let it come from the inside, from the heart, not just the mind, from your heart as well. And in yoga, it's called sankalpa, or a heartfelt desire. It may not be a behavior change. It could be, health. You just open and you want to open to health, vitality. Notice what's emanating from your heart. Full yogic breathing, belly, heart, throat, crown on the inhale, crown, heart, belly, feet on the exhale. Hear that oceanic sound, relaxing the tongue and the jaw. What's been coming up for me is hope more than the despair of our challenges, our times right now. Feeling it all, but ultimately having more hope than despair. Notice what comes up for you. And then we'll get into full body movement here. Get a little twist here. Let's look over our shoulder, our right shoulder, chin parallel, if you can, depending on your anatomy. Straighten that left arm, twist it over, notice what's around you, as well as within you as you come back. And then twisting to the other side. Over your shoulder, not all the way, just head lined up with the spine. Twisting, navel toward the spine. And coming back. Ultimately, we want more light coming in, more opening, and cleansing out the crunchy stuff that's going on. So I definitely recommend a blanket. We're going to do some knee things on our knees. So I love having that padding. Let's see. Just trying to join. Okay. We're going to do our classic couple pats with the cat kick. Okay, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. When you're ready, fingertips pointing forward, exhale, rounded spine. Then tucking to the hollow left throat. And then scooping out, low, mid, upper back, eye gaze up. That's it. Exhale, drawing in phase. Warm it up. And inhale, expansion, down. opening the heart, opening all the chakras. Now adding that cat kick, so we come to neutral spine to set it up. Draw the left knee in. See better? Left knee in. What we're going to do slowly, or not super quick, we're going to draw that right knee in toward the forehead. It's not going to touch most likely. And then we're slowly going to extend that leg. And then 2, 3, kick up. So sometimes the slower, the more you can feel it, than the faster. So we draw it in. We'll do this 5 times on one side. And then we're going to extend out, almost touch the floor with your toes, and 2, 3, 4, 5. Count of 5 coming up, and then slow round coming in. Really hear that exhalation, as well as that inhalation and full extension. 3, 4, 5. We don't have to count every time. We just don't want to get into just a kicking without doing it slowly. Cat kicks. It's activating more than we think here. And exhale. Letting go. Letting go what we can. I've been taking my own medicine and writing down on a sheet of paper 2 hours before I go to sleep the things I can't control, the things that are bothering me, and then scrunching it up in a ball and really throwing it out like a baseball pitcher, you know, with some veracity. It's helped. It helps a lot, actually. So if you like that idea, try it and see. Now, before we go to the other side, we're going to swing this leg, the right leg, over to the side. And then we're going to add the left hand going out to the side and stretching up, the knee down variation of the side plank, and then over. So lift the heart, tailbone draws down toward the heel, stretch, 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 stretch. And then inhale, arm reaches up. And see if you can. Now I'm going to walk my left hand out a little bit more, lift up that leg, and make a couple circles in each direction. Exhaling through the mouth. You should feel every muscle group being activated here. All right, lower down. And then one more, 2 more crunches. So we draw the right elbow toward the knee, hold in, and then extend out. Right elbow toward right knee, crunch. And then extend out. Slow enough to feel it. One more time. Crunch in. Extend out. Very good. And then we lower that right hand. Before we do the whole deal to the other side, let's go into a full down dog. Full body stretch. Hover the heels off the ground and begin to lift the tailbone to the side, nose toward the toes. Press into the base of the fingers, spread the toes. If you want a little flow, go side to side, inviting calm energy to radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Calmness or patience. We need to have patience when we're affecting behavior change, the long haul. Patience radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Just really enjoying your downward facing dog. Okay, and then come down, touch down, and we'll do those 5 cat kicks slowly on the left side. So this one maybe halfway. The left knee draws in, extends out, and then slow lift up. 2, 3, 4, 5. I went a little too fast there. Drawing in yin phase. And then extending and lifting, slow enough to feel it. That's it. 3 more. If you did have a sankalpa or an intention, just let that come alive in your movement. The declutter of the personal space is linked to also when we do that, it really helps declutter the mind. That's a good benefit. And one more time, extend. I'm laughing at myself, which is good. Stretch up. And then we come down. And then we come down and we do our extend. Well, first I forgot, we're going to sweep this leg over and around this side. Okay. So our knee down plank position. A hand comes down. And first you can stay here extended like this, or take it to that full extension. Side stretch. Breathing in, breathing out should feel pretty good. And the stacking of the wrists underneath the shoulder, the knee underneath the hip. And here we'll add 3 crunches. So drawing in. And more hit the obliques, but still very good for the entire body and the abs. Drawing in. Extending out. Solar lunar energy. And the poses we're doing, and all the poses really, but you can really feel the difference on this one. 3 times. Now, if you want, again, I want to walk my hand out a little bit, lifting up, this more Pilates move, and then small circles. Exhale through the mouth. 3 times in one direction, and 3 times in its opposite. Lower down, stretch out, and lower that left hand to our friend. You guessed it, 1 cat stretch. And transitioning into downward facing dog. Hover. Keep magnetizing the chest toward the thighs. And then rooting down as much as you can through the heels, toes, the nose to the toes, spreading those toes wide. And inviting that quality or intention into your affirmation, into your personal affirmation. Let's add 20 breaths of fire, exhaling through the nostrils and navel to the spine simultaneously. Press into the base of the fingers of the hands to count. Slow it down. Excellent. Okay, coming into our plank. I'm going to turn around our classic plank or the knee chest chaturanga plank. So if you're in classic plank, just hold for a moment, or knee chest chin, and then slowly, I'm going to move this blanket a little bit. Using it again. And come on down. Onto the earth. Unfurl the toes. Very good. As we like to do, like we did with our hips and shoulder hydration. Going side to side. Now, if you want to make it more dynamic, more strength oriented, you lift up higher, engage those legs, press into the tops of the feet, and you'll feel more. There's just more activity of the musculature when we lift higher. We're going to take locust series several times. First, we're going to deeply rest with our breath, stacking one hand on top of the other, resting at the spiritual eye, drawing all that energy upward and breathing. Feel Front body just deeply supported and melting into the earth. I want you to hear that oceanic sound at the back of the throat. Every exhale, the lips are still closed. You'll just feel that warm vibration, feeling every cell of the body, softening the shoulders. Belly breathing, you can really feel the belly expanding against the earth. And when you're ready, we'll bring our arms down by our side, our feet hip width apart or wider, slightly wider. And we're going to take our locust series. So recharging our spine, radiating up, inhale with the upper body. Now just feel this. See if you want to stay here or lift the legs. More challenging, of course, lifting the legs. Inhale. Exhale, almost touching the earth, but not quite with the forehead and the toes, just hovering. And this, if this is okay, we'll do two more, either with the feet grounded or pulsing up, shoulders away from the ears, recharging the spine, active in every muscle group. Exhale. One more in this variation. Inhale, pulse it up. Salambhasana. And then exhale, soften. We're going to take a moment here with our head to the side. Full yogic breath. Inhale, belly, heart, crown. And let's exhale through the mouth. There's a lot we can let go of that we can't control again and again. It comes down to that over and over. What we can't control, we're not able to. There's a little blurry sometimes in the middle. Try it and see. Again, it may not be as clear cut as it seems. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Time for ourselves, compassionate. Bring the arms out to the side. And a little more challenging than the arms down by our side. And we'll do 3 pulses here. Again, your option. First, lift the upper body, the arms. And then see if the legs want to lift. And exhale, ease. So the yang, the recharging, opening up, expansion. And the exhale, condensing, not all the way. There's still tensile strength going on. And one more time. Inhale, pulse it up. Eye gaze out in front of you, breathing this day. It's a new day. And then exhale, resting. Arms by your side. Your head turns to the other side. It's going to feel different. I'm going to just face the camera. See. And allow yourself to breathe and be again. Just notice that resting stage. If the palms want to be up, it's better for me. Like under the elbows. Just returning again and again to our heart's capacity to eventually integrate it all. Just that ventilation in the front, back, sides of the heart, so important. Assimilate all the challenges, whatever's occurring in your life, the joys, all of it. Heart does a really good job of allowing and integrating. Now, classic Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Feet hip-width apart. Hairline touches, fingertips face forward. We are going to inhale and lift the upper body. And here, there's hardly any weight on the hands. And we transfer, pressing down, maybe lifting off the knees, maybe not, but not having the head go back. Exhale, stick out the tongue, eye gaze up. 2 times here. All the chakras opening, but especially the throat chakra. Okay, transition, you know it, do it a lot. Toes turn under, walk the hands back a bit, lift up. Opposite pose here, turning out the heels eventually, and downward facing dog. Patience, calmness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Stay with it. Just check in, draw the inner borders of the feet together in three-legged dog. And then see if you can lift that right leg up. So, not in everybody's practice. Let's see if this is happening for you today. Bending the right knee, rooting down through the left heel, and making those half circles, opening up, especially that right hip. 3 times. That's it. Compassion to your body. Look at the space between the hands. And giant step. It may take several steps to bring that foot between the hands. You can also have your block here by the instep, because we will do one extension and then a twisting lunge. Okay. So either have the hand on the block or down or on the earth. Now again, I can't emphasize enough. I'll angle over to show. Think of bringing your left abdomen, twisting from the core towards your right first. The whole torso twist. Twists are so great for getting the crunchy out. Stacking the shoulders. Exhale. Let me pat my hand down a little bit more. And then add the mudra. Thumb, index finger together. Strong through that large toe, second toe, the back foot. 5 days up. Head to tail connected. As we're twisting in our lunge. So maybe letting go what we can, some disappointments, or just whatever it is. Maybe you're not feeling disappointed. Maybe you're good. Maybe you're radiant. Beautiful. See what you can let go of if that's coming up for you. For 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower down. Oh, I forgot the blanket. So it's probably a good idea to have it in the center of the mat with this flow. We're going to go into Ardha Hanumanasana, and they're half split here. So have your, you're going to have that left knee on the blanket. We're going to, it's key to draw this right hip down and back. So we don't want it up like this. We want it down and back. The back toes turned under. The heart is lifting. And you can stay here. This is quite a stretch. Okay. Or you can bring your, again, that opposite. The left hand toward the right toes. Open over that leg. Really feeling that hamstring. Fear that gets unconscious fear stored behind the knees. We're releasing it out with the breath as much as we can. And opening up peace, wisdom, love, those wonderful, divine, high qualities. Hope. We want to be stronger than its opposites. Eventually get there. Okay, now this again may not be in everybody's practice. Honestly, I don't know how long I've done a full on split, so it's going to be interesting. If you feel to, you can either come into a lunge and shimmy shake, or you can try to see where your full Hanumanasana will go. Oh, interesting. Okay. Breathing in, breathing out again. That right hip strong, slightly more back than you think, but wherever you can go here. So maybe you're like me, maybe you haven't tried the split in a long time, a full split. All right, being compassionate with ourselves, being curious. And then ease on back. Back for a moment to that half split. Okay. And then we sweep that, we bend the knee and we sweep the leg around, and we go into our flow series before we go to the other side. So let's take it into plank, and then come on to one forearm, then the other. So we want this strength training and flexibility training combined. Compassion. Don't collapse the head or the belly. Breathe in heavier. 5 breaths if you can. Top of the knees touch down. Unfurl the toes. And baby cobra before we go into our full extension of Salambhasana. The hardest is always when the arms are overhead. So if it was challenging with the arms by your side, stay there. Or you can go back to the arms by your side. If possible, both arms are going to extend. We're going to lift the upper body with our feet pressing, tops of the feet pressing into the earth. Inhale. Pulse up. Don't crank the head back. Exhale. And then see if those legs want to lift. Super person pose. Inhale, pulsing up. Exhale, 3/4 of the way down. 2 more times. Inhale, pulse up. Recharge. Exhale, still charging, but with some ease. How about that concept? Can we still feel the activation as well as some ease? And then a complete relaxation. Softening the shoulders, softening the eyes, softening the belly. Feel your back body expanding to the sky on the inhale. Your front body nesting into the earth. I like that word nesting lately. Oceanic sound, fullness of the breath, fullness of the life force. As we rise up into our cobra, Bhujangasana, strong legs, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows by your side. Inhale, either on the knees or off the knees. You know where this is going? Into our lion's breath. Stick out the tongue. Really open that throat chakra. Let's do 3 of these. Okay, let the knees touch down. Let's take rest before we do the twisting flow to the other side. So knees go a little bit wider than the hips. Prayer pose, knees back. The blanket may be folded to touch the spiritual eye. Again, that you can think of, I like to think of intentions as more of an inner prayer. More aligned, like the individual self with the infinite greater self, which we know is yoga. And from that place, the intentions are deeply supported. Okay, if that's a practice for you, if you go into that space, and or it can be with a friend. Okay, divine friend or friend that you can share your intention with. Just see what comes up for you. Who comes up for you? As we round now, bring my knees back on the blanket. And we're going to hover. The knees off, strength training. Lower body stretch. Press into the base of the fingers and tips of the fingers. As the nose goes toward the toes. And guess what? Our inner borders of the feet come together. The heels root down as much as possible. And the left leg may or may not be able to lift up. Be magnetizing the heart toward the thigh. Bend the knee. You can stay here and rotate the ankle. I forgot to say that on the other side. Or you can add that bent knee, 3 circles, half circles in our hip opening. Invoking patience, calmness, energy, strength, whatever your intention is. Look at the space between the hands. Take your time. Giant step forward. Set it up for success. Ankle, knee perpendicular, pressing strongly through that back. Right toe, second toe, maybe use a block by your instep. Now the right corner of the abdomen is going to twist over to the left. And then the arm's going to float up, adding mudra, and then easing those hips down. And I see this wonderful little sprinkling of almost like a misty rain. I'm loving it. Here in Northern California. Breathing in, breathing out. Seeing what you're twisting out, what you're taking in. Yeah, the beauty of nature all around us. 3 to 5 breaths will give us our benefit of each pose and our lunge twist. Okay, slowly lower down. And here we go. Maybe trying it, maybe coming on top of the knee. In fact, we can all come on top of the knee and shimmy shake the hips. It's so good. And we're going to do our Ardha, first our half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. So, Hanuman's big monkey god, symbolic in so many ways. There's so much written about him. The easy version is the destroyer of obstacles and crossing the great divide for his loved one Sita, but I won't get into all that, but draw that left hip back. So we're talking about releasing obstacles, right? Maybe bringing your opposite hand toward those left toes and peeling back. With our, if there is a behavior change for you, a small incremental change over time. Motivation to do that is key. We give up if it's too big, it feels like too much. We go to default familiar brain. Oh, it's comfortable here, even though it really isn't, but we know it, we can navigate it. So there's a little different waters, but it's going to feel better if we stay in those waters a little bit every day, 1%. So, remover of obstacles. There's a saying, you probably heard it in different ways, Yogananda. Let's see if we want to come into this lunge, shimmy shake and rest variation, or test our split, our full Hanumanasana. This side's going to be different. I got you off the mat to get that slide going. Okay, the saying, oh, how about that? This side's a little easier. I get this with the hands, pulse a little bit. Making those obstacles into opportunities. Smile. Okay. And the highest truth is they can be in our growth, but during it feels like a lot of drudging, to me anyway. Okay, a lot of shoveling, but we'll get there. Obstacles into opportunities. And then, wow, it's kind of great to try a split again. I don't know about you out there, but oh, this one hasn't been in my repertoire. The half has, the half Hanumanasana, not the full. Okay, thank you, body. Sweep it back. And one more time with our friend. Downward facing dog, but take it slow. Lift the knees. You know the physical principles. Been with me for a long time now. I appreciate that. Community. Still share. Ripple through the spine. Rippling. Maybe a full-ish plank, and then coming back like that wave. Wave going out, And then coming back again and again. The wave cannot be separate from the ocean itself. So important to remember that. The individual cannot be separate from the infinite, although it may feel like that at times. But we can return, and yoga is such a great practice of returning. All right. Stepping one foot forward, then the other. Stepping one hand back towards you, then the other. Walk, walk, walk. Equally balanced on the feet. March toes slightly and resting in Uttanasana. Relaxing and casting aside any mental burdens that we can't control, they're just weighing on us. We can name it, we can write it down, we can crumple up that paper, throw it out, we can release it of what we can't control. Symbolic of letting go in that physical dimension, because the mind just kind of just recycle usually doesn't work. Put something better in there that we can control. And that is our life force, our energy, our attitude. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms back and Uttanasana chair pose. Sweeping the arms up. Inhale. Pulse it up. Keep the knees bent. Exhale. Releasing down. One more time. Inhale. Sweeping the arms up. Pulsing up all the way. Come off of the heels. Move the blanket out. And then feel the space all around. Before we go to Classic Mountain, feel that life force within you and all around you. And because that flow feels really good to me, like that little hula. Remember last week, and we were in Hawaii, and we make believe in our in our poster world to bring that quality of Hawaii in. It's circular motion, and then our mountain pose. Just taking a moment here, lengthening through the crown, yielding into the earth. Arms open, heart open, chin parallel. Just a few principles to feel what it's like. Standing upright. And what's called that vertical alignment, that rooting down beyond the soles of the feet, rooting into the leg, lots of miles and miles deep into the earth, if you can imagine that. And then that other variation of opening through the crown to the sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxies, very expansive vertical dimension. And then bringing others into our practice at any time. But in our mountain pose, we can bring our hands to the heart, bring a one or two people that we'd like to send healing prayers to in this next posture flow. So bringing those people into your heart, onto your mat with you, as we take a giant step out to the side. So we're going to do a warrior two and then a revolve twisting triangle as our balance pose. So warrior two, the left toes are facing outward. It's quite a wide stance here. The right foot 30 degrees, tracking that knee over the second toe, rolling that flesh of the thigh up and back, and then getting the hips and the shoulders lined up as best as you can, that vertical alignment. We open the heart. We root down, palms down now. Palms down. We open the palms up as we're rooted down. We bring that person or persons expansively into our heart, offering them prayers of care, whatever that is for you, that opening of higher consciousness for them. palms face forward. And we're gonna string that bow. We're gonna bring the right hand like we're just shooting a bow of that prayer intention for those others in our heart, wishing them health, wellness, well-being, whatever it is. Root down even more. Bring the right hand to the knee, the left arm up, dancing our warrior. Make sure that knee doesn't pop forward with that left knee. Okay. And then we're going to move from here. Before we go the other side, we're going to come up, turn the toes in just to realign ourselves instead of our block. So just you can use a wall too, and have our block by the instep, because what's going to happen is we're going to start with the left hip back, the toes are facing the same direction. We're going to go into revolve triangle. We haven't done this, I don't believe. I haven't taught this in a while in my class anyway. We've done the side one last week, the half moon. This one's more challenging. A left hip back, right hip forward. First, just coming halfway down into a pyramid. So we're not rounding over, we're keeping the spine elongated. In fact, we're gonna reach that right arm forward. We're gonna bring that right hand down. I like to use a block, maybe even stretch it up higher a little bit or forward a little bit. We soften the left knee just enough. So we can do this two ways. We can do the revolve triangle. Let's all do that together. Classic with 2 feet on the ground. So again, that right corner of the abdomen, moving toward the left. We did this in our bent knee lunge series. So no matter how twisted life gets, we're finding our center, eventually standing serene amidst the crashing worlds. Hold the tail connected. Stage 1, this is quite enough. You can stay here. If you want, release that left hand. Stage 2 is coming forward and lifting the right foot off the ground into a balanced pose in a revolve triangle. So you can feel if you want to do this or not as you twist and turn and revolve with one leg up. Breathing in, breathing out. You want the super challenge, you grab that back ankle and you lift up in like a bow series, but do what feels good to you. So 3, 2, 1, and then slowly come down. Now we rest in our classic pyramid, draping left hip back, right hip forward, draping over that leg. Bowing to the wisdom of our heart, letting it lead the way again and again. Coming back to the deep heart. It's not the personal heart, it's your individual heart merging with something greater, the yoga, the union, to navigate the challenges. And bring up other people in. And health and wellness. Maybe able to navigate or whatever your wishes for them. And then we soften that knee. We come up for a moment in Virabhadrasana 1, just to transition. I'm going to bring my block over so it's easier. Reaching up. And then with the upper body. Good. Watch the head rest. Oh yeah, that's a strong flow. It's meant to be. Their challenge series. We are going to go into our Virabhadrasana 2, our warrior 2 to the other side. So nice wide stance, tracking our right knee over the second toe. Rolling that flesh of the thigh back. Try not to do this. Bringing the hips and shoulders in alignment. Rooting down. Press my hands down. And opening through the heart and then pressing down again. Couple pulses there. Good. Now notice the difference when we turn the palms up but stay rooted down. There we got that yin yang going. Opening the book of the heart and turning the palms forward. We're going to string that bow. We're going to bring that left hand around. And symbolic of offering the prayers of care. This is a dynamic way to do that. Opening up to health, wellness, wisdom, peace, joy, those divine qualities, shooting it for others. They no peace. Couple more breaths here. Visualize them in your heart, in your mind's eye. Dancing your warrior. Switching up. And getting ready for that transition. So I'm going to step that back foot in. Turn so that the toes of both feet are facing forward. You'll find what the width is that needs to be for your body. Okay. Bringing your block over by the instep. Starting out, drawing that right hip back, left hip forward, tailbone slightly down because it tends to overarch. Right? Okay. We're going to go into our revolved triangle eventually. Okay. Challenge series here. Engagement through the legs, reaching forward. With that opposite arm. The left arm down by, I highly recommend the block here. At this time, the left corner of the abdomen is going to twist over toward the right. Legs are strong. Stacking our shoulders. A mid-slide twists and turns. We can be in our center while it's happening, or we can come back to our center at some point. That equilibrium. Amidst life storms and challenges, I find my center. Head to tail connected. And then slowly release. Slowly release. Soften the knee before we go into our full pyramid. We've got the option of going into that one leg extended. So you can touch the wall here. I know this is challenging. So I'm going to place my block diagonal to this front foot, step the back foot in, look in front of the toes at first. This could be your pose. Okay, well, guess what? Or any balance pose for that matter. If you want the balance challenge of the twists, same type of movement. As we look over or keep looking on the ground, it'll be easier for your balance. I know it's super challenging. If you want to bend both knees, if it's in your practice, to grab that back foot. Maybe it's been a while, or just keep the extension, keep the revolved triangle. And it's like storms. I found my center. Literally in a lot of twisting, turning motion here, so that we may be in our center as it's happening, we may not, but as we come out and we have, more equilibrium, we can return to our center. So draping right hip back, left hip forward, drape over that leg, honoring the wisdom of the heart, returning to the wisdom, that enlightenment, that lightness, the love, the wisdom, the joy, the divine qualities that are here. And returning to those. And the upper chakras, the heart, the crown, the spiritual eye. Overgeneralizing that the lower have to do more with our personal psychological complications, the self moving through life. And then there's the greater awareness, the wisdom in the upper chakras to integrate and navigate us through those with grace. Bending the knee, turning the back foot out to the side. Final standing pose here. Prasarita Padottanasana. Turning the toes in. Bringing the hands to the heart, that grace of the heart, wisdom of the heart. Navigating the yin and the yang, the ups and the downs and the all arounds as we open and receive. And lock. Hinging forward. Coming through the central channel. On the inhale, the knuckles up to the sky. On the exhale, the crown of the head toward the earth. Do that a couple times. Knuckles up to the sky. On the inhale, crown of the head toward the earth. Again, releasing again and again. Moving it, something greater than ourselves. Whatever bothering you, whatever we can't control. And then bringing the hands down, sliding it down the leg to the ankles. Elongate the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows. Turn the head to the earth. Opening the greater wisdom, the wisdom, the love, the joy that's here. A big part of yoga is clearing out the physical, emotional, mental blocks so that we can really feel that light, clarity, wisdom. If it's in your practice to come down into a malasana squat, go ahead with the toes turned out. This is not going to work for everybody's needs. I realize that. Okay. If you can, just kind of side to side it a little bit. And towards the earth. Good. So twisting, bent knee, lunge, twisting, revolve triangle. All those twists give so many benefits of cleansing, very active cleansing that we're doing all within yoga. Coming down onto the cheeks, the sit bones. We'll release our back here gradually. Okay, so within every breath lies infinite power. That's sorry if you already came down. I'm going to just add a little bit here in the moment. Just exhale if you can. Palms face one another. Exhale through the mouth as you switch. Knee to knee. And more of a classic Pilates move, which is great. When you're balanced, then knees on down. Plant the feet, low back tucks under, shimmy shake, mid back, upper back. Press through the feet, iron the back into the earth. Sweep the arms by your side. Yay for happy baby. Well, first let's do that release of the hips, the knees out to the side, inner borders of the feet together 3 times, half circles in one direction, and 3 times, and half circles, making a full circle in the other direction. Now, happy baby. Okay. Climbing up, either the inner arch of the feet or the little toe side of the foot, or reaching your knees or your calves, whatever you can do to iron out, especially your low back. Head's going from side to side. You know Shavasana's coming up soon. We're going to extend one leg. And we're going to bring it back. And we're going to extend another. And we'll bring it back. We'll do our classic lying down twist, which I try to incorporate it around the belly, around the back in every class. Draw that right knee into the right shoulder, extend the left leg out. Rotate the right ankle. Hands in each direction. Circle the right knee, opening up the hip. Okay, you know what's coming next. Plant the right foot, swivel the hips over to the right. Use the opposite hand to draw that knee toward the earth. Hydrate knee and shoulder, back and forth a few times. Now, important to keep the shoulders plugged down, so that knee's gonna come off the ground. If you want to use a block or a bolster or blanket underneath the knee to support it, go ahead. Or if you want that leg extended, sometimes it's nice to use the wall. We know the left toes are pointing up to engage those inner thighs, engage the cores. What's happening? Open through the heart, open through the spine, the whole spine. Sweeping the right arm overhead as the head goes along with the movement, and affirming divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. And a little bit more quietly. Divine life is within me and all around me. So important to feel that, and softening the right knee, adjusting onto the spine, swiveling, folding the right knee in, extending the right leg up, reaching to the ball of the foot, reach the arms up, plug in your shoulders, take your time simultaneously. Stretch the arms overhead. As that right heel touches down, when it touches to the earth, stretch through the shoulder side, right arm, right leg, right side of the torso. And just open wider with the legs. Take a moment before we go to the left side and feel the openings, the meridians flowing, the life force. Divine life within you and all around you. Let that percolate. Let that slow cook as we go to the left side. And the borders of the feet. Remember, slow cooking is away. And roll that left knee in, rotate the ankle. Times each direction. And when it feels right, circling. Yes, the left knee, which will open up the hip. And we know where we're going in our twist. Planting the foot, swinging the hips to the left, opposite hand to the left knee, pulsing back and forth, luxuriating. And our final spinal twist of the class today. Twist over today. Have the knee bent, have the leg extended, turn the right toes up, press with that right elbow, root the shoulders down. And sweeping this left arm up and around with the head, ease of movement. And the deep affirmation. So inwardly, divine life is within me and all around me. As we know, with all the challenges of the time, we can rest in the gratitude for what we do have, such a potent practice, and the remembering of the divine life within and all around as you bend that knee and come back, adjust, holding the left knee in, extending to the ball of the left foot. The arms reach to the sky, their shoulders plug in, palms face one another, simultaneously stretching the arms overhead. Once that left heel touches, you've got this. Left arm, left leg, left side of the torso stretches, lunar side active and open. Wider with the legs, wider with the arms. And just feel and really allow yourself to move into that witness observer compassionately, not in the thoughts or feelings, but aware of thoughts and feelings and compassion.
Sensing and feeling, and now you want to move into Shavasana as we integrate solar lunar into the central channel, going non-dual, not swung by duality. If you feel to, just a couple suggestions, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, maybe a bolster underneath your spine, legs up the wall, bolster under the knees or the spine, depending on your back. The main thing, get the nest going, get cozy, get comfortable, get a warm blanket and eye bag, whatever you have to really nest up here and our guided relaxation and integration. That's your wonderful part of the practice where we really just take it all in. Wow. Yeah. Okay. As you're settling in, making any adjustments that will help you be that much more comfortable. Become more, maybe more conscious of your breath now. And we're going to move from the top down today. Meaning, feel the space above your head. Maybe even noticing or sensing and feeling that expansion of sun, moon, stars, scintillating energy. The light behind even the clouds is here. Letting the forehead soften, especially the eyes, starting with the right eyelid. Let it relax deeply. And then the left eyelid. Relaxing deeply. I notice sensation inside the mouth. The tip of the tongue, the inside of the left cheek, the inside of the right cheek, the root of the tongue, the teeth, the gums, lots of sensation inside the mouth. And hearing that sound at the back of the throat, the hollow at the back of the throat. An individual wave returns to the ocean. Can't be separate. With another individual self can feel separate, we can return. The next inhale, feel the cool air coming through both nostrils, left and right. Coolness of the spiritual eye. Know that light is there. You may not see it, but know it's there, just like today, our location here.
Sun is behind the clouds. The light is there. Travel down to the right shoulder. Let it ease from the right ear. Notice the natural bend of the right elbow. The natural bend of the right wrist. And the sensation, the pulsation, the temperature in the right palm of the hand. Digits of the fingers and thumb. Travel up that right arm, right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, resting in the sanctuary of the heart. Deep ventilation breaths into the heart. The grace of the heart to hold it all, assimilate it. Think of that expansive heart within your personal heart. Moving over to the left shoulder, ease it away from the left ear. Natural bend is the left elbow. Natural bend is the left wrist. And sensation, pulsation, temperature in the left palm of the hand. Digits of the fingers and the thumb. Moving up that left arm, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, resting again in the sanctuary of the heart, presence. Asking what wants transformation. Listen. It might be different than when we started, maybe similar. Dropping deep into the belly. Letting the belly oscillate and ventilate. Noticing what wants healing here. Traveling down the right hip, thigh, knee, calf, right ankle, sole of the foot, heel, top of the foot, right toes. Be heavy, spacious, and heavy, bold. Traveling back up, ankle, knee, right hip, resting in the belly. And moving to the left hip, left thigh, left knee, left calf, left ankle, left sole of the foot, top of the foot, digits of the toes and heel, lunar side. As you move back up, feel that both the space and the heaviness of the left leg, left ankle, left knee, left hip, resting deep in the belly again. Ventral channel breathing, full yogic breath. If you haven't drifted, feel the belly, the heart, the crown expand. Crown, heart, belly, feet. And really ventilating, maybe resting in the belly, the heart, knowing the heart can hold it all, with the stare and the hope. As we feel into a prayer for yourself, for your loved ones, for your family, for your friends, and for the benefit of our world. Om Namah Shivaya. May all beings dwell in the heart. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be healed. And may all beings know their wholeness. And may they be happy and know peace. And just sensing and feeling. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, you're certainly welcome to in the comfort of your home. It's in the beauties of the zone. If you want to return to movement, you're certainly welcome to do that as well. Any way that feels right to you. Resting on your side, maybe coming out. This is a classic 3-syllable Om sound. We're sending prayers of care to others through our intention, but this is a way in the yoga tradition to vibrationally send healing with the Ah, the O, the Om sound coming from belly, heart, upper chakras. So if you'd like, any way you'd like, hands on the heart, rubbing them together, visualize as others you'd like to send healing energy to. And certainly the state of the world right now, that's in your prayers. Inhale, let it come from vibrational sound. And bringing the hands together in namaste, bowing to the wisdom of your heart, letting it lead the way. Now, in that consciousness, that's where we are one. And as I do, I'm going to stop the recording here for those who want to check in after.